and 10th, and 2 regiments of infantry, 24th and 25th, were formed. Each regiment consisted of 1,000 men. These men would receive $13 a month, free meals, free clothes, free medical care, free horses, and weapons. Their original assignment was to build roads, hang telegraph wire, escort stagecoaches, wagon trains, railroad crews, and surveying parties. In addition, they would protect homesteaders, ranchers, and the U.S. mail from outlaws. These troops were sent to build forts and outposts far away from white populations and deep into the Western Territory. They were a buffer between white settlers and the Indians. In Kansas, Fort Leavenworth. In the Dakotas, Fort Rice. Nebraska, Fort Robinson. They had outposts in Utah, Wyoming, and New Mexico. These black troops trained daily. They became so skilled at riding and shooting that some were reassigned to permanently train cadets in riding and marksmanship skills at West Point Military Academy. They were considered at the time to be the best of the best in the United States Army. Prior to the authorization of the all-black units, a war front had been declared. The East had decided to move west and eliminate the entire Indian population and take their land. After the Sioux massacre of an Army raiding party at Wounded Knee, General Sherman vowed to exterminate the whole fraternity of Redskins, men, women, children, dogs, cats, and chickens. 1866 began this new war, and the enemy had names like Sitting Bull, Lone Wolf, Big Tree, Crazy Horse, and Geronimo. Their armies were called Sioux, Apache, Comanche, and Cheyenne. In 1867, the Cheyenne had their first encounter with the 10th Cavalry. 90 troops of the 10th outmaneuvered 400 Indians in a 2-day battle, killing most of them and only losing 3 soldiers. The story spread that these black-faced white men who fought like cornered buffalo and who, like the buffalo, suffered wound after wound, yet not die, and who, like the buffalo, had a thick and shaggy mane of hair. These men would forever be known as the Buffalo Soldiers, a term of respect. Before Southern revisionism and Hollywood erased them from history, black soldiers were an acknowledged part of the Western landscape. They were featured in many sketches, paintings, and sculptures. Buffalo Bill was the acknowledged white hero of the West, and Hollywood never depicted black soldiers in any movie, thus eliminating them from their proper place in history. We've learned through some research of our own that the Congressional Medal of Honor was awarded to 23 Buffalo soldiers during the Indian Wars. Somehow these facts escaped our history books, but were discovered in the archives of the government award records. Each soldier that was awarded this medal had the individual description of the valor of which they displayed performing their duty. Each award ended with the inscription, "His personal bravery and devotion to duty are in keeping with the highest traditions of the military service and reflect great credit upon himself, the Buffalo Soldiers, and the United States Army," signed by the President of the United States. Today, we ride iron horses in honor of our brave ancestors whose great deeds tried to show America we were worthy of our freedom, justice, and equality. We continue in that tradition through community service activities such as helping to feed the people in the partnership here in Poughkeepsie, the food pantry and Fishkill. We visit schools like the Warren Academy to educate our children. We sponsor rides like Toys for Tots to help give back to our